Hello, my friend, and welcome to the Apex11 Gold Precision Scalping System. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how the Apex11 system works, how it interacts with the AlgoVault quant for real-time statistics and data collection. So, Apex11 system has two main components. It is the Apex11 expert advisor itself, and then we have the AlgoVault expert also. So it isn't your average, so actually just took a trade there, it isn't your average retail trading robot. It uses AI, machine learning, and shadow tracking and scoring systems that interconnect with each other. One sends the data, live trading data, to the AlgoVault quant. It then feeds into AI, machine learning, and then feeds back into the Apex11 EA for updating trades, statistics, trade probabilities, profit targets, session profit targets, daily profit targets, weekly profit targets, drawdown limits, drawdown thresholds. And I'm just going to explain everything in this video as clear as possible. Try and break it down as simple as possible, because it may come across as a little bit complex, which it's not. So pay attention. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you how you can actually apply to use the Apex11 system yourself. So first off, I'm Will Simpson. I've been trading the markets for 18 years now, and over the last 18 months, I've shifted from manual trading to automated trading. The reason being, with the power of AI, normal retail traders now have the technology that the big banks and institutions have been using to basically gain an edge in the markets for the last 20-25 years. So this is why I've created AlgoVault, and my first main creation is Apex11, and let's get into it. So this is the Apex11 system here. It's on the chart. It actually just placed a trade. These are the trades that it's placed today, and we can see some of the stats from it here. Now you can see today's trades. Profit 2,790, and so for 127 trades, 4,000. I have to put my glasses on, sorry. $4,326. Okay, so this is just my statistical tracking dashboard. So this is, just get into water. This is the Apex11, and this is the AlgoVault quant AI session analytics. I'll go over that in this video. So like I said, there's two components. One is the Apex11 EA. You could call it the execution engine, acts like a normal EA, enters trades, exits trades, has profit targets, different types of settings. The AlgoVault quant tracks every single trade it takes, feeds that back into AI, and the AI feeds it back into Apex11 for the best settings and automated profit targets, drawdown thresholds, and all the fun stuff that the average trader doesn't really like to talk about, the boring stuff, statistics. So this is properties. So a lot of settings in the Apex11 system. First off, I'll go over this in more depth at the end, but this is the profit target and drawdown tracking automation. So basically what this does, when that is true, it is tracking every single trade that the Apex11 takes during the trading day. And this is always good to be running consistently 24/5 on a demo with all the restrictions off with the Apex11 system. So it's building data and targeting profit peaks. So session target is enabled. What this actually means is during any day, there will be a certain level of profit that the Apex11 system may go to before going south and giving profits back. So what this essentially does is tracking those peaks, and then you'll be able to, it feeds it back into the quant JSON file, which is fed into the AlgoVault linked to AI and then fed back to Apex11, and we'll be able to automate after 200-300 trades. It will start to be able to automate session targets. So profit targets will be in whatever currency you're in. So Asian session, Euro session, US session. And this will be fully automated after 200-300 trades. Now, it is very important to understand that the first week, 2 weeks of using the Apex11 system, it needs data from your broker, it needs data from live trades from you. And so you have to be tracking that in the first 1 to 2 weeks. Once it's built data, then it rolls fully into automation, profit targets, smart drawdown thresholds. So then this is the session give back. So what it is essentially doing, so say the daily target, the Asian session target was 500 euros. That was the peak. And sorry, I have to say this first. So these are based on Monte Carlo peaks. So simulated peaks. Let's just take a trade there. And simulated peaks of profit. But then once it's got live data from actual real trading, the profit peaks, this peak 80 is the safest bet. Over 85%, 80 to 85% of trading sessions reach this peak before giving back. 90 happens often, but not as often as 80. 95 is one of the rare ones, and then the rarest is peak 99, which is one of those days where the profits just skyrocketed, no stop. Best settings is peak 80, safest. You just hit that peak. The whole goal of the Apex11 EA is simply not to consistently trade throughout the day. It is to get in, get it green, and get out. Unlike most retail bots that continuously trade every single signal throughout the day, you could be in profit 1 minute and then next minute you give it all back on a couple of bad trades. Apex11 is built not to do that. It is, like I said, it uses AI, machine learning, shadow tracking, and scoring systems for trade optimization and long-lasting, consistent results. So session give back. So say you're at $500 in the session and you want to kind of push the limits. What this actually does is, so you don't want to lose 20% of those profits. So $100, you put that $100 give back, and once it gives back $100, it stops trading for the day. Again, this will all be automated once you have real stats. And down here is the drawdown. So just like it's targeting profit, tracking profit peaks, it also targets drawdown peaks. So if it hits a drawdown threshold that you don't want to go over, based on real live trading stats and historical trades, it will stop trading once it hits those drawdown thresholds. Again, all this will be automated, and this links into the session, the AlgoVault tracker. Next, this is just a setup. This is Apex11 magic number, 1111, and then Apex11. So if you want to test different settings, different outcomes, you will just change the magic number. Next is one of the most important ones. It is trading style. We have 3 trading styles. We have conservative, standard, and aggressive. Standard is preset. Basically what it is barriers to entry. Conservative takes less trades, so slower growth, less trades, less drawdown. Standard, slightly more trades, controllable drawdown. Aggressive is, like the word says, a lot more trades, higher drawdowns. Growth may be bigger, but it's not recommended. It's recommended testing that always. Next is trading sessions. So these are the trading sessions we want to be trading. Basically, when you're running the AlgoVault quant and the Apex11 with no trading sessions on, which when I'll show you the AlgoVault quant in a few minutes. What this actually does, it tracks every single trading hour, the trades it takes, the profits it makes, the losses, and then gives a probability score for the best hours to be trading. And over time, you'll be able to adjust these from the weekly reports that the Apex11 and AlgoQuant statistics analytic engine gives you. So currently these are the trading times that we have, and over time they will change as markets change. The time you look at the stats, statistics from AlgoVault Quant, these will change also. Daily close, that stays the same. Next is the entry barriers. So this is basically anti-chop. So Apex11, it's a high win rate system, takes a lot of trades. A lot of times we can get caught out on chop if we didn't have this type of restrictions in. So we have the entry barriers, so stops us from taking trades during choppy markets, sideways markets, non-trending markets, because the Apex11 EA is a trend following system. So we want to be trading with the trend always, and this is how we counter getting chopped out. We have mild and we have strict. So strict, personally I use strict on my own accounts because it's just better. I like to get in, get green and get out. Having it in strict takes the best trades and stops you from getting chopped out. So barrier A, barrier B uses ADX, which is a trend indicator, and ATR, average true range, of the previous bars. And so these, when you have strict and mild, these have ATR and ADX settings preset. So you don't need to set them yourself. Just select mild or strict. Next is barrier C, which is mean reversion snapbacks. So a lot of times when you are trading fast moving markets like gold, they can fly away down and huge big candles, and then after a huge big candle it snaps back. So this is just basically measuring the mean from the mean average mean reversion, and stops us from getting caught out in those huge spikes down and getting caught out and stopped out. And there's a few different options. It has distance from the 20 EMA or industry standard, which is the ATR multiple. So really good feature. I always have that on true. Next is barrier D, which is getting caught in overbought and oversold markets, especially in lower time frame, like 1 minute charts, like we trade the Apex11 on. Just select that to true. So it blocks if price, the RSI goes below 20, it doesn't take any trades. If the RSI goes above 80, it blocks trades. So next is one of the biggest features of the Apex11 system. It is the machine learning engine. So shadow scoring system. So what this does in the background, every single signal that Apex11 system takes, whether it's taken live, it tracks every single trade that is triggered and feeds that back into AI, creates a JSON file, then it creates a score. Once it's got enough data, a few hundred trades, it starts giving each signal a score. And basically what the score is, if say a signal appears, trade appears, and it's 55 and you've got a set of 60, it won't take a trade. It's a low quality setup, so it's only going to be taken based on previous trades from your data history. It will scan them. Okay, 55, not a good trade, stops, doesn't take it. If it's over, so it's just basically filtering out low quality setups. And obviously the more it runs, the more data it collects, the more trades Apex11 takes, the more smart this is going to get, and the better, more selective it will be in taking the best setups. So next is position size, smart money management, Apex scale, and boost. So we have two types. We have auto risk or fixed. Basically, auto is a percentage of the count per trade, and fixed is just a fixed lot size. Next is two types of risk per trade. We have fixed stop and ATR based stop. Now the two differences of these are. So two different types, and fixed and ATR based stop loss. So there's main difference. Fixed stop loss is a bigger loss when it has a loss, high win rate. ATR, smaller loss, smaller win rate. That's just the main difference. Once the best one for you will be based on the data that is fed back into the AlgoVault quant. Now for fixed, this is the fixed distance, and this will change over time as the live tracking occurs, real trades occur. The AlgoVault quant, which I'll show you, will give you the best settings for fixed stop over time. Hitting stops, so this is if you're trading in a prop firm or a dodgy broker that likes to stop hunt, especially with fast moving markets with gold, and they can see your stop, they can spike your stop out pretty quickly in one swing, especially with gold. So just be wary of that on the different types of broker you're using. Here is where you put in your percentage. So if you're using auto lot or fixed auto, you just put in the percentage you want to risk per trade there. Down here is for your lot size. Next is the master switch for Apex Smart Money Management. So when you start learning and using the system, you will see that Apex system goes in long winning streaks. And what we want to do is long winning streaks before it has a loss. And I suppose I could show you this now. No, I'll show you when we're in the AlgoVault. Let's go over the settings first and then go over that. So what this essentially does, it starts after a certain number of trades, it starts to reduce the trade size as it's approaching that loss. So you get the loss on the lower trade size. Once the loss happens, it goes back to normal trade size. And this is what this is here. We have two options. We can block new entries until a loss occurs, or we can just reduce position size. Best settings starting out is reduce position size and 3 or 4 wins in a row. And it will start dropping the trading size. So say you're 0.01, it will drop to 0.05, and it will keep on trading that until it gets to either hits the loss or hot streak level 2, which again you could will be 11 or 12, and it will reduce the trade size by 50% again. So it will drop from 0.05 to 0.02, and hence just every time you get a win, it's just an approaching the realistic probability of a loss. It's reducing trade size into that loss, and then once the loss occurs, it bumps the trade size back up to your initial trade size. Now, more experienced users, we have Apex Scale and Apex Boost. So what this does is after the loss occurs, you can have Apex Scale to double your original lot size to say 0.2, and we do this for one step. And then we have Apex Boost, where it will take 2 trades at the higher. So say this was 0.2, the scale step was 0.2. It will then take 2 trades in a row at 0.2. We always want to make sure our maxed lot size is capped. So that will be at 0.2. Now, this setting is for more experienced traders, more experienced users, and this is based on you have to get the data fed back from the AlgoVault quant. Say after the first month, you can then look at the statistics, telling you what it's recommending to do, and then you can use this feature if needs be. For best results, you just keep the lot size the same, reduce trade size after 3, and the automated profit targets, profit peaks, and thresholds will just target daily profit locks, which we'll talk about when we get to that section. So instead of scaling up, the whole purpose of the Apex11 system is not to simply trade all day every single signal that it occurs. What we want to do is just get in, get money, and get out. That's basically all we want to do with the Apex11 system. Okay. Next is the news filter. So if you don't like trading around high impact news, personally, trading around news is one of the most volatile periods for gold, and I like using it around news. It's one of the best times when it performs because gold can spike down 5-10 minutes in one direction, and that gives us a few trades. If you're using a prop firm that doesn't allow news trading, you just set this to true. It uses the built-in MT5 calendar. And yeah, you just set the minutes. So 1 or 2 minutes after news, don't trade. What I would be cautious of is just checking the calendar once a week, maybe on a Sunday. And if there's any surprise news events or speeches from Donald Trump, his speeches can cause huge volatility spikes in gold, so just be very cautious of that. Next is prop firm guardrails. So if you're using a prop firm that has daily drawdown limits, this is for you. But again, the smart AI drawdown thresholds, over time that will be automated and you won't need to be literally worrying about the drawdown. So that's smart money management. This is one of the main components of the Apex11 system, is position size, smart money management, and Apex scale and boost. So this is what's going to start consistently growing your account over time. Not guaranteeing results, but if you do follow the stats, follow what the AlgoVault Quant and AI engine tells you to do, then there's no reason why you can't consistently grow and get in, get green out the majority of trading days. So next is the daily profit lock. So this is again one of the most important ones. So start with before it actually starts automating the daily profit locks, when you want to just initially start trading, this is with the presets that are sent with the Apex11 system. This is what you want to be doing here, just setting this and just targeting either a fixed amount a day or percentage a day. Again, once the AlgoVault Quant and Apex11 engine has enough data from trade history, then session targets, profit targets will all be simply automated. So that profit lock is just for starting out with the presets that are sent with the Apex11 system. And similar to the smart equity give back. So if you don't want to be giving back your profits on any one day, you can select day and week. So if you don't want to, say you've had a great week on a Thursday, you don't want to start giving your profits back, you can just set the weekly target. Personally, I use daily. I use a fixed. And for daily, currency amount arm protection. So say you're targeting $1,000 a day, it hits the 800, you don't want to start giving back all your profits on a couple of bad trades. What this will do is hit 800 and it will start reducing the trade size when it gets there to 30% of the initial size. So it's 0.1, it will drop to 0.03 until it hits your target. Then the give back, so say you have that 800 threshold where it starts reducing trade size. You don't want to be giving back a certain percentage of that, which say 20-30%. So if it drops to 700, it will literally just block trades for the rest of the day, profit 700 and get out of the markets. So that's how that section works. Reporting. So this is just weekly reports, trade reports, statistics that the Apex11 actually generates itself on its own. But again, we link this directly with the AlgoVault Quant, which I'll show you now, and it tracks everything for you. Down here is one of the most important things. Make sure you don't change that. That is the webhook for linking into the AI system for the feedback loop. So do not be touching anything to do with that. So next we're going to show you so you can see it's been pretty active here. So a lot of trades happening there with system. You can see the profits went away back up. Started at 3,000 something, it's up to 5,367. And next we're going to look at the AlgoVault Quant. So That has something to do with it. Back to the indicator. So AlgoVault quant, what we want to do is we want to get the statistics from this version. So we'll go to experts, go to properties, and here we fill in the magic number of the Apex11. So this works with any of the AlgoVault products. We just separate it with the magic number, 114. We don't really need to do anything with this yet. So this has got all the Monte Carlo, all the real statistic, risk targets, everything. And hit that. Then we'll go to File, Open Data Folder. We'll go to Files, and AlgoVault Quant. Account number we're using. Went there to the magic number we put in, which was this, 4 ones. And we'll open up the dashboard that it creates. So this is just telling you all the statistics, all the trades so far. Profit, loss, average win, average loss. Breaks down high win rate with large fat tail losses. We counter that with reducing trade size. And this is when I was talking about win streaks and loss streaks on the system, how we use that for the smart money management. So it's telling you how many times certain amount of trades win in a row before loss, frequency. So it's numbered all the way up to 20 plus, and gives you the percentage of those. Gives you the profit in those streaks, and you just simply take that. And you see the current winner here is 6 win streaks. Frequency 20% of the time. Don't know what happened to the camera there. Switched off. Next is sequence conditional probabilities. We use this for Apex scale and boost once we gain data. This is just telling you after a loss, the next trade is a win. So 15 events, 14 successes. So it's 93% probability after a loss there's a win. 2 losses in a row. That's happened once. The last 5 trades, 2 losses. This is giving you the sequence of probabilities. This is all fed back into the AI and then gives you the updated settings. So this is the trade hours, trading hours during the day. So this is giving you a breakdown of the amount of trades taken through any hour, the results, the wins, the losses, and basically use this data to adjust your trading hours over time. So this is the Monte Carlo stress test. It's one of the most important things for automated systems. This gets better. As we take more trades with the Apex11 system, this gets better. And yeah. It's just telling you your fear and greed meter. So balance relative to your targets. If you want more, increase size, sizing slowly, recheck Pete 95 drawdown, loss streaks. This is just gives us our risk snapshot. So 3 losses, worst consecutive loss, drawdown 1.5%. So this is just running the Monte Carlo expected outcomes. It's giving us our yearly outcomes, daily targets. So 3 different daily targets, average daily returns, and we use all this data for setting daily profit targets. But again, the Apex11 smart profit session profit trackers will basically automate all this process for you. Worst drawdown 2.2%, and it's just expectancy, okay, just based on a certain amount of data. This will change weekly and monthly as more trades are taken and more data is fed into the engine. So this is one of the most important features here. So this is telling you daily profit, so low, core, and stretched. So low means there's a high probability that during any one day this will be easily hit with current settings and current system. Next is core, slightly higher, and then P95. This is one stretched, so it tells you here low equals near certain, early lock, core, common lock, stretched, strong day target. So essentially the best way to use it is just use the low target, and as you're consistently hitting that target, you scale up, you scale the count with size instead of trying to stretch it out to these higher targets. So this is the daily max drawdown, and what this is telling us is the give back ratio, and we use that for the give back features. So it's telling us, like, if we reach any of these peaks, there's a 170% chance that it will, you can't get a 170% chance, but there's a high chance you will give it back. So this is why we use this based on statistics to target certain profit targets, instead of just doing what every other retail each EA does. It continues taking signals. This uses real statistics, real data from your live trading history, tracks it, and gives you the proper recommended settings. So this is recommended sizing, 1% currently. And your current size already fits. It's just feeding. This is just all fed back to you. Action list. So it's just giving you. So each week this will get actually more. The more stats you get. Time of day risk. So it's telling us like 1 o'clock is the highest loss rate, 50% with sufficient samples. Consider blocking or de-risking this hour. And then this down here is just giving you the settings for the Apex11 best settings. This will change also over time. So real statistics, real tracking, track every single thing that you really want to know about the Apex11 and to consistently pull money out of it. Next, I just want to show you the session. Files. And we have the other file. And this is thresholds. So this is the file that will be tracking, created and tracking all the trades from so this is what we'll create. Regime logs, we'll create files. And this is all fed back into the AI. So regime trades, and this is the file it will track for you. And then that's just updated every single day. So it's been pretty busy. As gold's been dropping down here, multiple trades and nice profits. So that is the Apex11 system. Now, obviously it's very complicated, maybe come across as complicated. That's why it's application only. So if you're interested in the Apex11 system, simply hit the apply button below, answer a few questions, and if you qualify, you will receive an email from us to book a live demo call one-on-one with me or one of my team, and we'll see if you are a right fit for the Apex11 system. So thanks for watching, and I shall see you very soon. Will.